Hey, how's it going? It's Tommy here from Tide 55 Digital Marketing. So this video is all about what I think is and is not going to happen when it comes to consumer behavior as we come out of this national lockdown. So hopefully we'll be out soon and we'll start to be able to see the cogs start turning again, and hopefully more businesses able to trade in a more comfortable way. But there are some really key things that we need to consider about what's been happening over the last 9 to 12 months, and some of the things that therefore will and won't happen as a result of that, as a consequence of the consumer behavior mostly turning towards digital. So first of all, let's look at the things that, remember this is just my opinion, but it's based on professional opinion, what we see from our clients and the research that we've done. What I think won't happen is that people will not be able to forget how easy it's been. It has been really easy to go and buy things on the internet. A lot of things have been very difficult, but of course buying things off the internet has become super easy. Convenience has spiked and the innovation around convenience has really started to evolve. Things that we want quickly are able to get to us even faster. And it's almost like the fastest finger wins in certain instances, which for all businesses is important. People won't forget that, they will still be able to go and have an online service as opposed to going in person, particularly in retail. They'll be able to buy something online or they'll be able to buy it in a shop. They won't forget how easy it's been buying it online. Our brains are conditioned that way. Our brains are conditioned to find the route of least resistance. And if that means time and energy and effort has to be put in versus not, the brain will migrate towards not. And so it's very difficult to forget how easy it's been to buy things on the internet. And that won't be happening. People won't just snap back to where they were in the end of 2019. Their psychology is that's history now, and it's changed. We've changed the way that we look at the way we buy things. So that's not going to happen, in my opinion. The next thing that won't happen is the expectancy for things to just be the same. Expectancy for the same. You hear a lot of talk about going back to normal, and I purposely started this video not saying that, because the habit, of course, is to say, looking forward to things going back to how they were, going back to normal. Look, again, stressing this point, the expectancy for it to be the same, it's not going to be a good thing to have that psychology of just getting there and waiting for things to be normal again. Normal is constantly orbiting. Normal is now. This is normal for us now, in what we're living through now. And so what was normal back then is not normal now. And so we need to let go of that, the expectancy for it to be the same. There will be elements, of course, that are similar. There may be elements that are so strong and rigid that they are the same, but you need to have an open mind towards change. We still don't know what that looks like in 3, 6, 9, 12 months time. So that's something that I think won't happen. You need to let go of that. And then finally, I think competition slowing down will also not happen. There is no such thing here as a level playing field. This is very much whichever company in the industry is able to embrace digital, is able to deliver great customer service and combine the two together, will win long term. And your competition not going to slow down just because you've come out of lockdown. They're going to see opportunities and they're going to want to push for them. They'll see the door open and they will run to that door and get through it before you do. Let's not get this twisted. This is still going to be happening. It's going to be very competitive. A lot of businesses have been chomping at the bit to get back out there and start trading again because they've had staff on furlough and they've not been able to do it in the way that they'd like to. That's all going to release. And with that, there's going to be an energy surge. So your competition are not going to slow down, all right? And, same with any normal month in a business year. You're going to get some competition that do worse than you. You're going to get some that do better, and things are moving all of the time, but they're definitely not going to slow down on purpose. And everything, if anything, is charged at the moment and hyper. So the surges and the twists and the turns are going to become far faster. So I think making sure that you know that you've got to keep pushing forwards as well, and that you've got to stay with your eye on the ball is really important, so that you can see the twists and turns, hopefully before they happen, and stay ahead of all the trends in your industry. So these things I think are definitely not going to happen. And here are some things that I think are definitely going to happen, which for you as the business owner, knowing this will help you have an advantage as we start to come out of lockdown. So first of all, the attention is definitely digital. People will still keep looking at their phones. They will have that in their hand, checking it hundreds of times a day. The attention is very much there, not just on their phones, but their smart TVs. When they watch telly and they get their entertainment and their education, they're doing it on demand. Rarely are they watching network television unless it's a special one-time event. Everything is here and now, it's on demand. That attention is going to stay digital. Even the way that we consume music is digital with Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Play. This is now the way, and that's going to stay like that, not just as we come out of lockdown, but furthermore into the future. It's only going to become even more that way as things within our home become more digitally connected, and we start to find easier ways to receive education, entertainment, and convenience in our lives. It's just going to happen, and there's a big scary message attached to that in some cases, but I like to stay on the positive side of things. I think that's incredible, and for business owners, it poses an amazing opportunity for us to be able to connect with more people and deliver them our services in a more positive, convenient, faster, stronger, and better way. So being able to understand that that attention is digital and it's going to stay there is really, really advantageous for you, because you'll be able to put your time and energy and your marketing budget and your advertising budget into the new financial year on ways to connect digitally with more people. Okay, very, very important that you embrace that, I think, in 2021 and beyond. Next thing is the opportunity to have a more widespread customer reach. All businesses now are able to use the power of the internet to reach more people, because the internet is liquid. Before, if you were doing marketing or advertising, you might market or advertise in one single place, like perhaps a billboard or some posters or some leaflets, things that were physically there in a location that would rely on passing traffic either on foot or in car to see that message. That's no longer a structure that we need to depend on for traffic to see a message, right? It's just the same thing, but a digital version of that. If you have an advert or some content placed on a social media platform, or perhaps digitally on your website, or you're advertising on Google or other places that you can put your adverts on the internet, then you're going to have this traffic coming far faster. You have more of it, and therefore giving you a wider spread customer demographic. You may even be able to take your services from local to international, or maybe even from international to global. And again, these are the opportunities that we have. This isn't going anywhere. This is going to stay there. This ability, this potential, this opportunity to connect with more potential customers. And you may have to be a little bit creative on how you can change your product offering so that it can reach more people. That might be as simple as changing the areas that you are able to post your products to, or it may be taking what is an in-person service and being able to be creative on other products that you can provide other people who aren't local to you. For example, if you were a trades business, let's say that you were a plumber, then of course you're limited to demographic in terms of who you can help and serve. Getting your message on the internet and advertising digitally will help you reach more people in the local area anyway, right? But what if there was a way that you could also have items, everyday items that people need, that are associated to the bathroom, to the kitchen, available on your website as almost like a drag and drop style, Amazon cart style e-commerce page, where you were able to partner up with suppliers that you've been using for years and say, look, I want to sell your products on my website to my customers and to other people internationally or even nationally, and have a small cut every time one of those items sell. You know, there's lots of different ways that you can adapt your business model now to be able to reach more people and start to be that source of product and service beyond what you've been offering before, by simply adding that to what you can do and reaching more people. So that's the second thing. The third thing is people are still going to be, price-led on a lot of things. Now, this is going to become an interesting situation, a bit of a problem, I think, for a lot of retail, because you can buy something online, or you can go into the shop or the store or the place to go and receive that product or service. Price-led is always going to be one of the biggest motivators. So, in other words, which is the cheapest? Because that's where I'll go. So people who have overheads of a physical establishment, they're going to struggle to match the prices that you can find online with someone just, shipping out of a warehouse, for example, or direct from the supplier. So how do you get around that? Well, places that have physical establishments have to lean in on the experiential offering. In other words, they have to increase the experience of somebody walking into that facility, into that establishment. It has to be slicker, cleaner, has to be fresher, has to include amazing customer service. You've got to go above and beyond to justify the margin. Here's the price online, here's the price in person. That margin, that difference, that needs to be made up in the experience. Otherwise, nobody is going to get off their backsides into their car or walk out the door with lace their shoes up and get outside and go to a place to buy something versus buying it online. So price-led is still very much going to be there, but the way that we can overcome that, if we are delivering an in-person service or product, is to go above and beyond on the experiential side of things, making sure that it's a real pleasure and an experience and something to tell your friends about when you go to that place. The customer service is amazing. You get, a coffee on arrival. They really look after you. They give you a goodie bag when you leave that you only get in person. It smells great. The interior is stunning. It's a real experience. And these are the things that are going to cut way above for places that are very much dependent on foot traffic in 2021 and beyond, essentially in the digital world. All right, well, I hope that this has provided you with some value. Do let me know in the comments underneath. And if you'd like to see more of these style of videos, then do let me know, because I'll be happy to make these for you every week. This video is, of course, attached to our weekly newsletter called The Marketing Wave. And if you're not already a subscriber and you're watching this on our YouTube, you haven't yet subscribed to our newsletter, then there is a link underneath this video in the bio where you can go and subscribe. Essentially, we send you every week information and insights around marketing, around business growth and development, and just positive stuff to help you feel better about things. We send that to you every single week. So if you haven't already got on the email list, do that now. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.